before we get started, some of you still have mics on that you might want to shut off.
Which one am I supposed to turn off? Good. Okay, that's what I thought. All right. We're starting our meeting. This is Department on Aging Advisory Board meeting for August 21st. And we'll start with a roll call.
Terry Collins, Carol Zawacki,
Here.
Gloria Bortnicek,
Here.
Russ Amo,
Here.
Darwin Van Devender,
Yes.
Jeff DeCenzo, Bert Fenby, Ralph Tillotson, Carol Bolton,
How's that?
Chris Peoples,
Here.
Alan Dickerson,
Here.
Julie Hackett.
Here.
Okay, we're moving on to the minutes from our last meeting. Take a few seconds here and look them over. If there's any corrections or additions.
Move we accept as presented, Mr. Chairman. Support.
Okay, we'll say all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Moving right along, I don't think Judy's here, correct?
Judy is not here. When we moved our meeting, it's her annual back to school event today. She may pop in at us, but it depends on how long her meeting lasts. So we may see her and we'll adapt, and we may not.
We're moving right along and we're down to everything.
Already? I'm not ready.
You're not ready? Okay. Anybody want to sing or?
Well, it seems that we have a lot happening in our little area of the world for right now. Our annual meeting is September 28th. For those of, it's September 25th. I have so many dates in my head. I'll try and follow the rules. September 25th is our all staff in service day. It is the day that we get together as an entire staff and celebrate what we do, and then have some additional opportunities for education. This particular day is going to be different than in the past. I'm not 100% sure where our location is, and I'll share a little more later. But what I would love is if you have the opportunity to join us between 9 and 10. That is the one time that our entire staff will be together and all of our volunteer drivers. If you would like to be there for our celebration time. I'm not sure exactly how that will look yet, but the intent of that part of the meeting will be to acknowledge the work that we do, the accomplishments we've had over the past year, and prepare us for the next year ahead.
Day is that?
It's a Thursday. It's a Thursday. I'm sorry, Gloria.
Yeah.
I mess with you every year, I know. Okay. So that is our annual meeting day. It is also the day of our next board meeting. So I know some of you may not want to travel into town twice, but that is also the day of our annual board meeting, or our next board meeting. A couple of things coming up. Triad has their last event for the 2025 fiscal year. It is a driving safety course. It is going to be September 17th at the Human Services Building from 9 a.m. to 11. We do ask that people RSVP just so that we have an appropriate amount of supplies. This is going to cover things like, does your car fit you when you fit your car? Are seats adjusted? Mirrors adjusted? How do we do that? We hope to have an occupational therapist that may walk us through being physically fit for our cars, and how do we take care of that? Some road safety, some updated laws, and that type of information is what's being presented. It is entirely free and has quite a lineup of information coming. We have, I think I have mentioned this long ago. Fast forward months and months. Wellwise Services applied, I believe sometime between December and January, for a grant to purchase an additional wheelchair accessible van for the Department on Aging. That grant was applied for through Consumers Energy. They applied for both, one for Lenawee County and for Hillsdale. And they got a partial grant provision for those vehicles. And Wellwise has opted that transportation is a priority, and they have allocated the additional amounts to assure that we would get a van paid for. One of the requirements is that the van will have, they're using the word wrap, an indicator that Consumers Energy donated it and Wellwise donated it. So those two names will be on the van along with it. It will presumably be just like the one we have. The challenge is that the Chrysler vans had a recall on something I can't remember. And so currently getting a new van right now is difficult to find, but they are working on getting those and renovated or updated with the ramps. So they expect about a 90-day window before that would turn around for us to have those. But that's a great gift coming to us. It is likely to be used most often for our transportation to medical appointments, but it can also be utilized and is encouraged to be utilized for other areas that we may need. We have not had hopes and plans yet, because until you have the bird in the hand, we didn't want to plan. We did build into our budget an additional part-time van driver. So that is already in our budget for the next fiscal year. And as well as van maintenance, but we didn't create a plan. But it could be possible that home care staff could take someone grocery shopping in it or something like that that can't be done now. So there's some difference of uses in that vehicle than our previous handicap accessible van. The Walk to End Alzheimer's, I haven't talked about it for a while, but it's time. It's going to be happening very soon. It is October 5th, which is a Sunday. If I'm remembering correctly. It is again going to be out at, essentially it's the Y campus out at the hospital. I can't remember the start time, but Department on Aging does have a team. We're called the LDA Believers. And if you are interested in helping with any fundraisers, we have 3 of them going on right now. And I do have some flyers, but one of them is we are selling mums through September 3rd. And I have that sign up sheet. This week, we are collecting pop bottles for a pop bottle drive, and we are nearing a $250 mark with pop bottles. So that's a lot returned. And we have just hot off the press, a Memories Matter unrun, because not all of us are runners. So it gives you the opportunity to choose your own unrun. You can participate in the fun unrun for $15, the couch 5K for $25, the movie marathon for $50, or for your own contribution, This Body Don't Run. So those are available if you're interested in contributing or being a part of that, let me know. That are the things that I have there.
What's the date of that again, Carrie, for Alzheimer's Walk?
October 5th, if that's not a Sunday, it's the Sunday that's closest to that, but I'm pretty sure that's the date. You should also have our July highlights. I don't really have anything specific to share or bring to your attention that's outstanding. It's our typical numbers and donations. always gets hard when we're at July and August and there's just a few more holes to fill in and well, suddenly another year is gone.
And quickly, Carrie, again, you said
Mhm.
to try a driving class, that date, I missed that date.
September 17th. That is a Wednesday.
The time on that?
9 to 11. I do have flyers. I just didn't think to print any, so I can email those out to you all.
Email it.
Absolutely. Yep. I shared last time, but just a quick reminder that next Wednesday is the dueling pianos from
What, 12:30 to
2:30?
I believe. yeah.
Okay, that's the rumor we're starting then, Gloria. 12:30 to 2:30
Yeah. Just read it.
at the Adrian Senior Center.
Yep.
Dueling pianos. Come with your dollars, free admission, but bring your dollars.
It says on the flyer, okay, raffle, no, maybe not raffle, bids, request and bids. What's the bids?
It's just requests. It's just requests. I don't remember bids.
Is there bids?
Jen might clarify that.
Okay, so as you make requests, you tip the piano players and you can outbid your fellow requestees, and it kind of becomes a fun game. You know, I want this song. No, I want this song, and it's kind of a thing. So
It encourages people, they'll even stop in the middle of the song.
correct.
Thanks.
September, the last week of September is Adult Day Services Week. So our daybreak program is highlighting that, but also having some great special activities. It's kind of a fun week to remind us that adult day services are a great asset to caregivers. It's also a highlight in our upcoming September newsletter. I think that's all I have.
Okay. Moving down to existing business, and I've been told that Alan has got some information on that, I believe. Is that right?
Actually, that's me.
Oh, okay.
We just passed the torch. So the last Thursday, there were 8 of us that met in Carrie's office to discuss all of the recommended contributions from food to personal care to all of the services, mileage included. Carrie was there, Dylan was there, Alan was there, and a couple of staff people that I did not write their names down. And we talked, we started the conversation with the last time that there was an increase in specific food prices, and the consensus came, it was somewhere between 20 and 25 years ago. So we've been charging $3 for every meal for the last 25 years. And I gave the comparison. In 1997, I was a store manager for McDonald's. A Big Mac value meal was $2.99. And it is now, it's probably, I don't eat at McDonald's anymore, but it's probably $8 or $9. And everything around us, the food prices have gone up. We got to that part of the conversation where the actual food cost, the raw food cost, has probably gone up 7 or 8% in the last 2 years. And then we conversed and we discussed about who are the people what are people paying now, and are they following through? Do they know this is a donation? So we had those conversations, and it came to be that of the contribution statements that go out, about 20% is the revenue that we see that the department sees from those donation statements. And it was kind of the consensus around the table. The people that give the full statement. They're gonna keep giving. There are some that give a set amount. They're gonna give that. So we kind of just felt like people are gonna keep doing what they're already doing. And we had just, we talked for about an hour, and the recommendation is in front of you on a sheet that looks like this. Okay, the recommendation, I will make a motion at the end of this. The recommendation for meals is to go from $3 to $4. You can see the actual food cost that includes staffing is $7.73 for each of those meals. And if you were to just do 5 of those meals a week, $20 a week for groceries, that's pretty stinking cheap. And the same would be for the home delivered meals, $4. You can see the actual cost is the same. And then the home care services, we are recommending an increase to $6 an hour for each of those: personal care, homemaker services, and respite care services. The biggest jump being respite care services from $3.50 an hour to $6 an hour. And it was really, if I remember correctly, it was a consistency across the board. If someone's coming into your house to care for you in any way, then it's $6 an hour is the donation. And then the volunteer transportation, that is, in case you're not aware, that's when someone drives a medical appointment. Those are all the volunteers that are driving. They turn in their mileage. We had a nice conversation about that, and we are recommending raising the contribution of mileage from 25 cents per mile to 50 cents a mile. That is still cheaper than if they were going to take the Lenawee transportation by almost half. And so you have those prices in front of you. The date that I'm going to put in the motion is October 1st, since that is the beginning of the fiscal year. Okay, so here's the motion, Mr. President.
Yes, go ahead.
I will make a motion that we approve the increased recommendation contributions as stated on the handout, effective October 1st, 2025.
Support.
We have a motion made and supported, correct? Who was the support?
Casey or Alan?
Oh, okay. You got it?
We'll have to
Is there
flash.
any questions or discussions? No.
Is there going to be any marketing for this, for our senior centers and the various people that receive the services?
We did, I'm gonna let Carrie answer that because that was her thing, but we did talk about how we need to communicate these changes over the next 2 months. And this would be the contribution, the donation statement for October goes out in November. So there's a little more time than 6 weeks to communicate it, but still it's pressing. So I'll let Carrie speak to that.
Absolutely, Casey. We will have to do that workaround, and as Chris said, the statements don't really go out until October. The October statements won't go out till November. And if it doesn't change immediately in the centers and we hold it all till November 1st, that's when we get it out. But yes, we do have a tentative plan of how to educate and share and do some outreach around that.
And we don't want to drive people away to think, as the bottom of that says. Don't want you to think because of this increase that we push people away of not getting these services or not wanting these services anymore. That's not the intent. The intent is to try to bridge the deficit, or the difference here is what that committee tried to do. And when you take a look, as visiting with the director, you take a look at the budget, I ran some preliminary numbers here. We're trying to make sure, or trying to figure out how close that we can get this to alleviate getting into a contingency with that. on average, when I ran these numbers from the budget that Carrie came out, and again, I do have a couple of questions about that, but it doesn't need to be here, but that's what we're looking for. And if everything was to hold true by the numbers that I ran, you were looking at about round figures, if it was to hold true, about $330,000 to the plus budget compared to expense for 2025. We start a new year in 2026. But you can see when you're talking almost a $5 difference in meals, we still don't know what the outcome of the centralized kitchen is going to do with all centers going to a plan of everybody using the same merchandise. We're hoping to be able to get some good data back on that, I think 6 months, but we may be a year to see if we can even hone that in and kind of narrow that down to, make that a little bit closer with that. But the committee said and told the director as well, do not make sure that this gets disseminated out and that people do understand we are still going to provide those services, even though there is that cost increase. And that will be, I think, a little bit of the learning curve.
And additionally, there were some comments from the staff that as they go around to different centers, there are people that have wondered why there has not been an increase yet. And if they initiated, the patrons initiated those conversations, not the staff people. So to some, it will be a shock. Some will rebut anytime there is an increase in anything, but there are some people that they're expecting this, they're gonna go along with whatever the decision is.
And as you said, some people will contribute what they can anytime. I think I shared with you before, but one of our most precious donations was a gentleman who sent us a quarter in the mail with a note that said, I wish I could give more. Well, we all know the stamp cost more than the quarter. So, he's given what he could.
And to that, when you mentioned the difference in prices between then and now, I envisioned in my head that at each of the senior centers, we would do kind of a retro type thing from poodle skirts and saddle shoes to modern day computers and phones, and kind of do a skit about the differences in the prices in the rollout of this. And I just wanted to share that.
Poodle skirts, okay.
Wasn't quite that long ago, see?
Okay.
You have another question?
Chris. I did.
Go
I
back
have one.
here.
Okay, when I'm looking at the chart here, the homemaker, $6 an hour and the actual cost 41. But that's taking into account what? I mean, I don't think that a homemaker aide gets $41, correct?
They do not.
That's what
You are
I
correct.
thought.
But there's other pieces so that's taking our whole budget and dividing by the number of hours that we provided services in that year.
Oh.
I think she based this all off of 24. So there are fees and, we pay all of our home care workers mileage reimbursement or in between homes. So that piece is added in there. Any of the technology we have to provide that for them. It's kind of any of that overhead. It includes the assessment pieces that need to happen for those home care units. As you all may or may not know, not only are they paid their regular rate of pay, all direct care workers also are eligible for a $3.40 increase or a bump or a DCW fee in addition to their rate of pay for every hour of time they're in front of a client. So if they're making, I'm going to do simple math for me. If they're making $10 an hour, for every hour in front of a client, they're paid $13.40. So those are additional fees that get added in there.
Okay.
And I think we're at $13.66 for starting wage. So a little more, okay. I might be a year off. So I hope that helped a little bit.
Yeah.
And for those of you who might have noted that Chris said $3.50 for respite care, changed to $6. When we established that recommended donation amount of $3.50, respite care was provided by volunteers strictly. We reimbursed mileage, but we did not reimburse them for any cost. Maybe 8, 10 years ago, we found that finding volunteers who were able to commit to that amount of time with that amount of skill set were really difficult. So we merged those programs, and often individuals who are getting respite care probably get personal care or homemaker as well. And we kind of split that up. So we're able to use our respite dollars a little further out because they may do 1 hour of personal care and 2 hours of respite and really get a 3-hour window in that period of time.
Has any insurance companies paid for anything like for respite care for a client? Have you found that?
Yes,
Okay.
that's really difficult. We're not accredited, and a lot of those require accreditation.
Accreditation.
And our focus, if they are able to get an insurance company to pay for that, they really need to go to a private company, because that would take away our time and energy of a client that may need that sliding scale fee and not have that insurance base. So we do encourage those who have that other financial opportunity to utilize the home insteads and the visiting angels and comfort care who, you know, those dollars are then coming into our community just the same.
If I think this right, in order to be accredited, you have to go through the state. And you have to be approved through the state, and then the insurance company will accept it. It's very difficult to get that done through the state. And the state's looking for some professional people on the side to accredit it. And so it is very a difficult thing to do. Who worked on this? I know Alan did, Chris did, Terry, you were on this? Anybody else I'm missing? I've been here for quite a while, and this is a very good discussion that we've needed to have for a long, long time, and I want to thank both of you for jumping in there and working on it. And I'm very comfortable with what you're telling us, so that's just me. And with that, I'm going to ask for a vote. So we know the motion is to go with this sheet. So all those in favor, I would ask they say aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposition? No, it does therefore pass. Thank you again, all of you. I've lost my place here. Hold on just a second.
Centralized kitchen.
Oh, we're down to centralized kitchen discussion, right?
The exciting part. There is a lot happening with our centralized kitchen. We are getting really close and really excited. Some things I want to share with you right off the top so that you have them on your page. September 26th is a Friday, 2 p.m. Is it a ribbon cutting, Jen? Or an open house?
It is a ribbon cutting ceremony, but there will also be tours, informal group tours with people available to take you through.
And that's the 25th,
26,
26th.
2 o'clock?
2 o'clock. The day after our board meeting. Otherwise, it would have fallen on our board meeting. So we've started doing some walkthroughs, some look and see, some pretend moments at the kitchen with the staff that will be there and looking at what they are. It's really always exciting to watch them come in and see it come to life for them, to actually understand it a little further, to take that on. I had the opportunity of taking our nutrition, no, our home delivered meal intake person. Her name is Shallon Hudson. And our route coordinator from the Adrian Center, her name is Kira Dickerson. Together, they are going to be sharing an office. Right now, they are in 2 different locations and spend an enormous amount of their day passing information back and forth. And to watch them really come to life and say, wow, you just got to tell the person next to you, not call someone, email someone, wait for someone else to answer. They're going to be right there enjoying the same space. And I think that's going to be a huge asset to us, and really change how that volunteer program works. It's going to change how our intake process works. Will be a lot faster, a lot more accurate. And we're very excited about that. So some other dates to share with you, so that you know it's happening. So on the 25th, I shared what, September 25th is our annual meeting. After our first hour of celebration, our kitchen staff, which is all the staff that will work in that kitchen, have hard labor to do. They're actually moving the kitchen on that day. That is the physical day of picking up the boxes, the canned goods, the utensils, and physically moving them to the new space. So that will be their job on that day. And the next day, the 26th, they will be going in the morning. And that is the day they're going to have their orientation for all the equipment. By then, they will have the pans there. They will have some food there. They can try some things out. They can do some investigations, look at things. The trainings will happen, and they'll have a hopefully by the end of the day, a good feel on how that all the equipment works and know where everything is. Another really important thing to know. On September 29th, we are preparing a meal. We don't know what it will be, as a dry run. That will be the first day that they actually come in as scheduled and prepare a meal. So it's a practice meal. They will pack it as if volunteers are coming to get it, but instead of sending it out, they will actually freeze it and store it for their frozen meals that we send out for holidays and closings. So it will be a dry run. So for the 25th, the 26th, and the 29th, those that get meals from the Adrian Center will not get any meals because we won't be open. The senior centers will still be open on the 26th and 29th. And we have been creative about providing the lunch for all of them in their spaces on that day. There's a lot of community partnerships that are happening to allow them to have a meal. There just will not be home delivered meals. This is probably the longest closing stretch that we've ever had that isn't weather related for home delivered meals. So it's taken us a lot of planning and a lot of education to be there. But that's the transition process. So on September 30th, we will be up and running. We will be live. Now note that that is not incorporating the Hudson, Morenci, and Addison group as yet. That process will likely not happen until mid to late October. We need to make sure we have a plan for the first group before we swing the second group in.
What you said?
The Hudson, Addison, and Morenci group
Oh, okay. Yeah,
won't change until October. Hudson's cooking for them right now. I'm going to share that there are going to be some big changes in the next couple of weeks as how we pack meals. And that's in preparation of being in that new space. I understand there is going to be some apprehension from volunteers and staff because it is new, it is different, it is a change. For anybody who's delivered meals right now, when you deliver a meal, you have a hot portion that you pull out. You have a brown bag that either has milk in it or not. If they receive a supper sack, it is a white bag. And if they have frozens, the frozens are bagged. The frozen meals are not going to change. They will look exactly as they always have. But to reduce bagging, which will reduce staff time and another product, instead of getting bags, the meal will be, I'm gonna say loose. You will get a cooler with milk and the fruit. So a driver will pull out a tray and a milk if they get one, and a fruit as part of the rest of the meal, and take that up to the door. If they get a supper sack, the entire thing will be in a tray. It will no longer be in a bag, and they will just have to add a milk to it. So it seems like a lot more, but in the long run, it's nearly the same. We do have plans to provide we call them a t-shirt bag, a Meyer bag, to put everything in, to carry to the door if needed. Some don't have that much and it's easy to carry. Some have a whole lot and you're juggling even when you got white and brown bags. But there will be t-shirt bags to move that forward. So that change is starting to happen the week after Labor Day. And that is actually starting in our Hudson, Addison, and Muncie next week. And then we'll be moving to Adrian. So a slow start.
So Carrie, I'm familiar with,
Mhm.
because I deliver. My one question is, are they going to be like, okay, what do I want to say? Those big red bags or the little hot bags?
Yes.
Okay, because I can see there's going to be a problem maybe if you have a small car.
There shouldn't be any more space taken up than when you have a hot bag and a red bag.
Okay,
There shouldn't be. There shouldn't
all
be.
right, there shouldn't be. All right,
It's the same products.
yeah.
They're just not put in two different bags.
But if you have milk in one and you have your
Milk and fruit can be in the same
milk
bag.
and fruit can be in the red,
Mhm.
the hot is in the black,
Just as it's always been.
okay?
Mhm.
And then okay, so where does the cold come in then?
They would have one more
Another
cooler.
Their big container.
Depends on how many. Remember, there might only be 5 supper sacks. It might not be that big.
Yeah,
Some routes, they might all fit into the same bag.
okay. I'm just thinking about
Mhm.
car space,
Mhm.
because those bags are pretty big, especially the red ones.
Mhm.
So, okay. We'll see how it works.
And that's where we're at.
Yeah,
That's where we're at. We know there'll be bumps in the road. We know it's not gonna go easy peasy,
Yeah.
but that is the biggest change that's coming with that.
Okay. We're down to approval of the advisory board renewals. My understanding is Carol, Gloria, Jeff, and Ralph have agreed. Is that correct? And we have one who's leaving, and that's Darwin. Is that right?
Wow.
wow.
Next month is your last. I'm gonna miss you. Yes.
I'd like to move that this board approve the recommendation and recommendation to the Board of Commissioners, the renewal of Carol Casey Bolton, Gloria Bortnicek, Jeff DeCenzo, and Ralph Tillotson.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion at all? Go ahead.
Just as a point of order, I think it need to be understood that both Commissioner Tillotson and myself serve on this board at the discretion of the chairman of the Board of Commissioners. Could change at any given time. And while 3-year term would be fine, because we're in the first year of a 4-year term. In January of 27, appointing a commissioner for a 3-year term might be a little tenuous because we don't know if we'll be there in 3 years. I know that I won't because I'm not running it yet.
Oh, really? Okay.
But the recommendation as I made it, the motion as I made it is no problem.
Okay, it's been recommended and seconded. So all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? No. And again, Darwin, we have to thank you for giving us all that time. And I personally, like I said, I'm going to miss you. So. Okay. Okay, we're down to new business. Is there any other business in the news category? Anything from you? No? Anything else? We're down to public comment. I don't see a public, so we'll keep going and go down to anything from the board at all.
I just wanted to say happy senior day today to everyone. It's Senior Citizen Day today. So
Okay.
happy Senior Citizen Day.
And we missed ice cream at the Onstead Center.
I know.
There's no other business to become in front of the court, I would move that we adjourn.
Or
Moved and supported to adjourn. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.